Imagine boarding a flight for a 6-hour trip, texting your family goodbye, and then nothing. No landing. No wreckage found for years. No explanation. That is exactly what happened to the 239 people on board Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. It is one of the greatest mysteries of the modern age, and more than a decade later, we still do not have a definitive answer for what happened. Today, we are going to walk through the whole story, clearly, simply, and without the noise. By the end of this video, you will understand why this case continues to haunt investigators, families, and everyday people all over the world. It was March 8, 2014. Flight MH370 departed Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Malaysia just after midnight, bound for Beijing, China. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members, representing over a dozen different nationalities. The aircraft was a Boeing 777, one of the most reliable commercial planes ever built. The weather was clear. The crew was experienced. There was absolutely nothing about this departure that suggested anything unusual was about to happen. For the first 38 minutes of the flight, everything appeared completely normal. At 1:19 in the morning, air traffic control in Kuala Lumpur made routine radio contact with the cockpit. The co-pilot responded with a calm, standard phrase, something along the lines of, "Good night, Malaysian 370. That was the last voice communication anyone ever received from the plane. Less than 2 minutes later, the aircraft's transponder, the device that tells radar systems where a plane is, was switched off. The plane effectively went dark. No distress signal, no mayday call. It simply disappeared from civilian radar screens. Here is where things get truly strange. Military radar, which is separate from civilian systems, continued tracking the plane for about another hour, and what it showed was shocking. Instead of continuing northeast toward Beijing, MH370 made a sharp turn, banking left, heading back across the Malay Peninsula, then turning again toward the southern Indian Ocean. Someone, or something, deliberately changed the course of that aircraft. The plane flew for approximately 7 more hours based on satellite data, a system that was passively pinging the plane even with the transponder off. Those pings indicated the plane ended up somewhere in the remote southern Indian Ocean, one of the most inaccessible stretches of water on the planet. What followed was the largest and most expensive search operation in aviation history. Ships and aircraft from dozens of countries scoured millions of square miles of ocean. For over a year, they found nothing. Then, in July 2015, a piece of aircraft wing called a flaperon washed ashore on the island of Réunion, near Madagascar. It was confirmed to belong to MH370. Over the following years, a small number of additional debris pieces turned up on coastlines in Africa and nearby islands, all consistent with drifting from the southern Indian Ocean. But the main wreckage, the flight recorders, the answers, none of it has ever been found. So what actually happened? There are several theories that investigators and experts have seriously considered. One is a catastrophic mechanical failure that incapacitated the crew, leaving the plane flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. Another focuses on the pilots, particularly the captain, who had a sophisticated flight simulator at home that contained data suggesting southern Indian Ocean routes had been explored. Some believe it was a deliberate act by someone in the cockpit. Others point to a sudden depressurization event. No theory has been proven. All of them carry holes. For the families of the 239 people on board, the absence of answers is its own kind of torment. In early 2024, a new search was approved by the Malaysian government, with an ocean exploration company granted permission to search a fresh area of the seabed. The mystery is not cold. It is still very much alive. MH370 matters because it exposed how vast and unknowable our oceans still are, and because 239 lives deserve more than a question mark. Wherever that plane is, the world has not stopped looking. If this video left you wanting more, go ahead and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe so you never miss a new mystery, because we drop new cases every single week. And if you want to keep the rabbit hole going right now, the next video is one you do not want to skip. We are covering another case where the official story just does not add up.